Now on CoastTV News.
3 major accidents in 5 days. The danger on Lewes roads that have locals spooked, scared, and wondering, how do we solve this problem?
Paving the way for future Cape Henlopen State Park improvements, looking how new projects and upgrades, how the community can weigh in.
Sign sweep. Worcester County cracks down on illegal road signs. What you need to know so you don't get fined.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Multiple accidents in Lewes have the community on high alert. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with those crashes. They're causing concern, major injuries, and even death.
Over the course of just 5 days, 3 major accidents happened specifically in Lewes, from children seriously injured to extreme property damage and the death of that 77-year-old man. Each accident had people calling for change.
Live in Lewes is CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber. Elisa, people say it's only going to get worse.
Maddie and Charlie, I'm going to take you over to this apartment here at the Vineyards in Lewes. And as you can see, the siding is burnt off. There's a lot of fire damage to this apartment. And yesterday, a van crashed into this apartment after hitting a car that was stopped at a red light. And then that van caught on fire right here. And this is the third of 3 major accidents that have happened here in Lewes over the span of 5 days. And people I spoke with today say that driving around this area during the summertime is chaotic. Accidents like this one on Route 1 worry drivers like Logan Vitolo.
It's very scary to think about, unfortunately, especially in the summer, we get so many tourists. So it's a lot of people from obviously out of state. So you just have to be very careful driving.
On Friday, July 26th, 2 cars collided at Coastal Highway and Minnesconaway Road, resulting in 2 6-year-old passengers being flown to a nearby hospital with serious injuries. Then on Monday, July 29th, a 77-year-old man was killed on Clay Road while riding his scooter. And on Tuesday, July 30th, a 3-car accident happened on Lewes-Georgetown Highway and Old Vine Boulevard after a van failed to stop at a red light, causing an accident, running into an apartment building and catching on fire. While the circumstances of each accident are different, Jerry McNesby believes accidents will only get worse if the roads aren't improved.
It's a typical disconnect between the county issuing permits and the state building the infrastructure. And usually the infrastructure should go first and then the development. Generally speaking, that's not what happened. Until those two get connected, we just can't. It's going to get worse and worse.
A string of accidents leaving people in the first town on high alert. DSP says that the driver of that van was charged with inattentive driving. In Lewes, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
And new tonight, police have identified the man who was killed in that Lewes scooter crash. Police say 77-year-old Chester Pozlunsny of Lewes died from that crash. That happened Monday on Clay Road near Marsh Road.
Right now, park projects are being presented in the Cape Henlopen State Park. CoastTV News anchor Mallory Metzner explains that the improvements could be made and shows us what parkgoers want to see.
Barbara and Mark Champlin come to the Cape Henlopen State Park every year to go camping.
They're beautiful sites, but they're too small.
They think bigger camping sites and cleaner bathrooms are needed. DenRec's Division of Parks and Recreation is reviewing a list of improvement projects, including campground improvements and a traffic study.
On a lot of days, the park is totally closed because they can't handle the overflow. And there's plenty of beach here, and there's plenty of area to have parking.
Others say developing the park is a delicate balance.
We got to leave it as much as a natural resource as possible.
I would not ever want to see this place look exactly or be exactly like Rehoboth Beach. I think this really is a special, really just quaint beach.
The division is considering a new park office and entrance, a bigger beach bathhouse, and some other building additions. The Point and Wolf Neck trails and future use of the Biden Center are also being looked at. I'm Mallory Metzner in Lewes, CoastTV News.
Speaking of parks, the state of Maryland has budgeted more than $47 million to expand and enhance access to recreation and open space. This is all part of Governor Wes Moore's fiscal year budget 2025. The governor's budget includes $5 million for 30 projects statewide, and one of those is $200,000 for the park baseball court and pickleball courts at the Little Salisbury Park in Ocean City. All of this is from grants given to cities to improve existing parks, create new parks, or purchase and install playground equipment.
Let's go ahead and take a live look right now outside into Ocean City. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a look at our weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. And overall, we're enjoying a relatively quiet day now. It's becoming a bit steamier as we progress throughout the work week. And we're watching out for flat-out heat advisories and heat wave that's going to start kicking in starting now. Our Milford camera, we're in the 80s. We'll drop down to 80 degrees, even with partly cloudy skies at about 10 o'clock. Let's talk heat index, okay? Got up to 87. We're expecting 101 on Thursday, 102 on Friday, 101 on Saturday. And then we'll dip down to 95 by the time we get to Sunday. But for the next few days in a row, we're watching out for major heat with temperatures in the 90s right now. For example, in Millsboro and Redden, but feeling like 100 in Redden, feels like 100 in Milton, feels like 98 in Milford. Overall, live radar is looking relatively clear. But we have one little cell that we've been tracking near Andrewsville. But overall, we have heat advisories in effect for the entire Delmarva Peninsula. We'll talk more about this in a moment. Till then, back to you, Charlie.
Starting tonight, crews will be working on the eastbound side Ocean City Expressway. This is to fix a sinkhole that happened earlier in July on the bridge that spans the Assawoman Bay. Work is set to begin at 9 p.m. It is expected to be completed by 5 a.m. tomorrow. Then on August 7th, the same work will take place, but on the westbound side.
Staying in traffic news, if you're in Millsboro, you want to listen to this. Starting next Monday, Fox Road between Patriots Way and Betts Pond Road, that's going to close through August 26th. During that time, crews will be working on the North Millsboro bypass.
Roadside signs caught in the crosshairs. Worcester County Public Works crews will begin removing what are called snipe signs from public rights of way. For those that aren't familiar, snipe signs, they're part of off-premises advertisements. They're typically positioned along public roadways, and these signs are not allowed on state or county-owned land, something that one vacationer is all in favor of.
It kind of distracts people, and then they run red lights and causes accidents, especially with busy ones like this where there's a lot of crosswalks and people walking across and stuff. I think it's kind of too much going on as it is, that the signs are kind of a hazard almost.
Signs will be removed starting tomorrow. Starting in November, there's going to actually be a fine. That's $25.
Over in Ocean Pines, homeowners will be temporarily without water. Tomorrow from 9 to 1, there will be routine maintenance on the water lines. The town says the outage will impact homes on Falcon Bridge Road, Mast Court, Fantail Court, Bird's Nest Drive, and a section of Windjammer Road. Worcester County Water Department staff will flush the lines following repairs, so that should clear the lines and eliminate any brown water.
It's hard to believe, but the Delaware primary is going to be here before we know it. It's slated for September 10th, and if you plan to vote in the primary, you need to register to vote by Saturday, August 17th. Now, you can do that online, or you can also call the Department of Elections office in your county to have an application mailed to you, or apply in person. We have a Decision 2024 page on CoastTV.com full of voter registration resources and information about who's on the ballot. So make sure to check that out.
We have a lot more news to get to this evening.
Indeed we do. A new boat ramp opening in Sussex County. Upgrades boaters can take advantage of.
And as we take a look at our expectation, our day part forecast, temperatures climbing well into the 90s, but we're going to start feeling the triple-digit heat and storm chances going on the rise. Your full forecast is just minutes away.
First, those in the workforce in Sussex County will be able to reap the benefits of their hard work through one big project. We'll take you there in just 60 seconds.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
Got a plumbing problem that can't wait? Then why would you? At FH Fur, we know how frustrating it is to be stuck waiting for help, which is why we offer same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, a broken pipe, you name it, the expert plumbers at FH Fur are standing by and ready to get you out of hot water. Or maybe into some hot water, if that's your issue. Same-day service guaranteed, regardless of your plumbing predicament.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com. This is Coast TV News at 6.
Working hard for those in the workforce. That's the idea of a new housing development in Lewes. The development is called Dutchman's Harvest. It will provide affordable housing to people who work in Sussex County.
The development will sit right off Savannah Road, just 3 minutes away from Cape Henlopen High School. The floor plans range from 1 to 3 bedrooms and will offer 140 affordable multi-family homes.
But it's not your typical affordable housing. Coast TV News reporter Zakia Jennings shows us the unique requirement for this property.
This area in Lewes doesn't look like much right now, but in 1 week, construction will begin to build the Dutchman's Harvest housing development.
2, 3.
This comes after Wednesday morning's groundbreaking. Developer Preston Shell acknowledges the pricey city doesn't accommodate every demographic.
Prices have gotten so inflated in the last 5 to 10 years that it's really pushed out the younger and kind of just starting out demographic from being able to buy a home near the beach. So we witnessed that firsthand, both with my family and with our employees. And to be able to be part of the solution in the town that your family's from is really important to me.
Access to the property isn't based on your income, but whether you're in the local workforce in Sussex County. Tim Tipton, President and COO of Ocean Atlantic Companies, says these homes will always be committed to serving the working people in Sussex County.
And then when you go to resale the house, in the future there are restrictions to make sure that the pricing of those homes stays at a place where the workforce can get in.
In just 6 to 7 months, the empty space that I'm standing in right now will provide housing for 140 people in the workforce. This empty space here will pour back into the people that pour into Sussex County. Be sure to check out CoastTV.com to find out how you can get on the reservation list for Dutchman's Harvest. I'm Zakia Jennings in Lewes, Coast TV News.
Taking a look at your golf forecast overall, we're expecting well, I'm supposed to move, there go, moving my putter. There we go. There we go, speed that up. All right, we're looking for good conditions because it's still gonna be hot, still gonna be humid, and we're gonna be under a heat advisory.
Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
Bingo, bingo! Every Friday night, the Pittsville Volunteer Fire Department. Doors open at 5 and games start at 7. $35 of play with a chance to win the jackpot of $1,000. And listen weekly for the You Pick jackpot starting at $10,000. Come out for bingo every Friday night at the Pittsville Volunteer Fire Department.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would say.
So they're made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would.
And they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think so.
And they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out? And the custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
Hi, I'm Joel Wharton, Sussex County farmer. Don't wait until after harvest to plant your cover crops. Consider broadcasting or interseeding cover crops into your standing cash crop. Early establishment provides more growth potential and more soil armor over winter. It also saves time because after harvest, the cover crop is already growing and protecting the soil, cycling nutrients, and preventing erosion. To learn more about the benefits and ways to establish cover crops early, contact the Sussex Conservation District because every acre counts.
The beach, the yard work, road trips. You need a vacation from summer vacation. And all you really want is a good night's sleep in your own bed. But is it comfortable? Find your dream mattress at Out & Brothers Home Furnishings. Memory foam, inner spring, pull top, pillow top, adjustable base. The perfect mattress to fit every body and every budget. With payments as low as $19 a month. That's less than taking the family out for ice cream. And mama needs a new mattress. From Out & Brothers. Furnishing Delmarva for over 75 years.
So I'm going to college. I am looking into pediatric therapy.
Majoring cybersecurity.
Every patient is unique.
So every patient gets a unique treatment plan.
I'm not a cookie cutter person.
Tillman Orthodontics has every option, including braces and Smiles Correct.
Tillman Orthodontics made a plan just for me. We might start you with braces and finish with custom clear aligners.
Now the real meat can shine through.
Ready for whatever the future may hold.
Bring it.
Call Tillman Orthodontics for your free consultation.
Bingo, bingo! Every Friday night, the Pittsville Volunteer Fire Department. Doors open at 5 and games start at 7. $35 a play with a chance to win the jackpot of $1,000. And listen weekly for the You Pick jackpot starting at $10,000. Come out for bingo every Friday night at the Pittsville Volunteer Fire Department.
Brian, what's the difference between treated wood and composite decking?
Treated wood decking costs less but requires a lot of maintenance over the years. Composite decking looks like wood but won't fade, curl, or rot. It's insect resistant, maintenance free, and comes with a lifetime warranty. But if you call Paul Davis now, you can get composite decking for the same price as treated lumber and no payments, no interest for 12 months.
Paul Davis can bring the showroom to you as soon as tomorrow.
And we'll give you a down to the penny price that day.
Call Paul Davis, the restoration and remodeling experts.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
We've now switched over to bona fide hot and humid for the summertime because now we're under a heat advisory. I'll go over that in more detail in just a moment. Our Boardwalk Plaza camera in Rehoboth, holding at 83 degrees, dew point of 71. We'll dip down to the upper 70s for the rest of the night under mostly clear skies. Here is the high for today. 91 for the high in Georgetown, 89 for the high in Salisbury. Here's where we stand with the temperatures right now. 88 not only in Milton, but also in Georgetown, Del Mar, Salisbury, and Seaford. But what does it feel like? Well, to be honest, it feels like 100 degrees in Seaford. Feels like 98 in Milford, 100 Redden, and it feels like 102 right now in Milton. So the heat is in full effect. We're keeping a close eye on what's happening with our satellite depiction of what's going on with radar. We were picking up one cell that became a little more intense as it pushed across, but it's fallen apart. But even in the midst of that, we have an active heat advisory that's in effect for Sussex County until Friday at 8 o'clock in the evening. Here's a look at that cell that pushed across Denton briefly right there, then fell apart quickly as it approached Greenwood. So it's not an issue anymore. We had a light scattered shower that pushed across the coast. It's no longer a big issue because this trough is relatively weak, although we have an abundance of heat energy in place where we have heat warnings to our south and heat advisories for our neck of the woods. The air quality's gotten a little bit better, but not by much. We're still in the midst of yellow, Dover down towards Georgetown, so we're at a moderate level with our air quality, but the orange dots we had to our north, they have dissipated, so it's gotten a little bit better, so that's at least a bit of good news. Our highs for tomorrow, blistering warmth and humidity. 94 in Georgetown, Millsboro, Laurel, and Seaford. And if that's not enough to catch your attention, 97 in Vienna, 96 in Cambridge with the winds out of the southwest, and 96 in Princess Anne, Pocomoke City, and 94 in Berlin. Biting fly forecast, something you probably didn't expect. Listen, we're looking at it. We're looking at Thursday. Several, but then by Friday, we're looking at a big-time problem because we'll have the winds out of the west, and it'll be just before a storm hits, and that's usually when they are the most active. 9 o'clock in the morning, we're looking at clear skies, looking for scattered showers to pop up in the afternoon, 3:30. Then on Friday, we start off in the mid to upper 70s. We end up in the 90s, but then by 7 o'clock, another wave of rain. And this one, I'd put more of my chips on this Friday one, more so than, let's say, Thursday. It just looks more dependable. Now, let's talk about the heat. Thursday, it's going to feel like 99. Friday's going to feel like 100 to 103 to 105. Then on Saturday, we're going to still feel like the 90s. Last but not least, we want to go over the mosquitoes. Listen, we're going to be looking at very high to possibly extreme levels dealing with the mosquito problem. Finally, here's a look at the extended forecast. Remember, the hotter and the more humid it is, the more problems we have with those skeeters.
Here is that I know Paul is accurate when he talks about these things, and I'm not excited about those mosquitoes. New today, Denrec has announced the grand opening of a boat ramp at Records Pond near Laurel. Denrec says the new ramp also features an improved water depth for launching boats, plus expanded parking lots to provide more room for boat trailers.
Well, with all the excitement in Paris, we want to find out what Delmarva's favorite summer game is. We've been having fun with this.
This has been a lot of fun. We chose a few common sports, all of which can be watched right here on Coast TV over the next 2 weeks.
Track and field, it beat out breakdancing. Swimming and gymnastics also making it through to the next round.
But moving forward, let's take a look at some of the current face-offs in round 2 of our Coast TV poll.
Take a look here. Beach volleyball right now is beating track and field when it comes to round 2 of Delmarva's favorite summer games.
Certainly the best venue. And again, don't forget to choose your favorites at coasttv.com/vote. There are a ton of face-offs happening right now. This is the second round. And continuing in sports, for the first time in a long time, the English Premier League is in the Free State. DSN's Kayla Santiago is out in Annapolis, Maryland to preview the preseason matchup between two football clubs.
In just under 2 hours, the Stateside Cup will be played right here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. English Premier League right here in Annapolis, Maryland, as the Wolverhampton Wolves take on Crystal Palace in soccer, or should we say football action. Crystal Palace is making back-to-back trips to the U.S. For the Wolverhampton Wolves, they have competed in the United States on several occasions. Their most notable, the summer of 1967, as part of the first major U.S. Soccer League. Senior marketing manager Todd Newton for the Wolves talks about what a great feeling it is to play football in the United States after 4 decades.
We haven't been out to the US to play an actual game of football for over 40 years. So it's a really, really good time to come. Just spending a day or two in Annapolis and the areas around it. I'm really excited for not only for the rest of the staff to come over and the playing squad, but also see the reaction of some of the fans that will be out here too.
And diehard fans have flown from all around the country to see this matchup between the Wolves and Crystal Palace. We will have updates of the match tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 10:30 p.m. Reporting from Annapolis, Maryland, for DSN, I'm Kayla Santiago.
The beauty is hard to miss at Ocean City's premier golf course, Eagles Landing. Overlook the Sinnapunxton Bay's salt marshes and enjoy the unspoiled beauty of Assateague Island National Seashore. Eagles Landing offers 5 sets of tees, making the course playable for beginners and challenging for most skilled golfers. And the Caddy Shack Cafe and Pro Shop ensure golfers have everything they need. Find our best rates at eagleslandinggolf.com. Eagles Landing, upholding the tradition of the game.
Today's Weather Emoji Cast is brought to you by OC Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
Shop local at the Treasure Chest for the gift that means more. Say you care about your friends, family, and community with a gift from a trusted family-owned and operated jewelry store for over 45 years. Just minutes from the beach, the Treasure Chest on Main Street in Berlin.
Thank you for calling Coastal Comfort.
This is a complimentary call. A couple of years ago, I had my heat pumps replaced. Last night, I noticed one of them wasn't working right. Somebody was out here within a couple of hours, and it's working perfectly. But I was in the service industry for 33 years. Good service is something you can't find today. It very much is appreciated. Your crew is a good crew. Really fine people, are professional, and they're efficient.
Coastal Comfort, a Carrier factory authorized dealer. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Delaware Electric Cooperative is proud to power Central and Southern Delaware. We power local artists creating masterpieces inspired by nature, eateries with roots that run deep in our communities, and business owners helping other entrepreneurs succeed. We serve a new orchestra founded by co-op members and a new library built to better serve Harrington families. We're inspired by the stories of our friends and neighbors, and it's for these people and places that DEC is committed to keeping the lights on.
Shop local at the Treasure Chest for the gift that means more. Say you care about your friends, family, and community with a gift from a trusted family-owned and operated jewelry store for over 45 years. Just minutes from the beach, the Treasure Chest on Main Street in Berlin.
Brian, what's the difference between treated wood and composite decking?
Treated wood decking costs less, but requires a lot of maintenance over the years. Composite decking looks like wood, but won't fade, curl, or rot. It's insect resistant, maintenance free, and comes with a lifetime warranty. But if you call Paul Davis now, you can get composite decking for the same price as treated lumber and no payments, no interest for 12 months.
Paul Davis can bring the showroom to you as soon as tomorrow.
And we'll give you a down to the penny price that day.
Call Paul Davis, the restoration and remodeling experts.
Weather is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, your storm damage experts, here to help now.
The Olympic Zone continues tonight on Coast TV. It's super fun. It's a daily feature of summaries, showcases, and behind-the-scenes fanfare at the Paris Olympic Games. And spoiler alert, tonight we have horses. All that at 7:30 p.m.
You know what else is super fun? Tonight, the Shorebirds continuing their series at Purdue against Myrtle Beach. You can watch tonight's game on the Delmarva Sports Network. First pitch on DSN just after 7.
Well, I want to get in on the fun. You know what else is fun? Weather's fun. I mean, we're looking at Tyndall's Casual Furniture. Temperatures will be in the 70s. If you call up our weather line, that's fun too. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandela's, Brockstead, and Federico. And finally, the best fun of all, the exclusive 10-day forecast, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Remodeling. We're going to be crazy hot for Thursday and Friday with a chance of thunderstorms, fun thunderstorms, on Saturday, Sunday.
Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.